Oh, spooky.
We'll be back tomorrow night. If anything happens, call the police and hide in your closet.
He knows that.
Have fun tonight, okay?
Every neighborhood has a house with a secret.
Awesome kite.
There's something going on at that house.
This is why nobody will sit next to us at lunch. You'll see, no ghosts.
Carter, come back, please! Carter, I'm serious.
From executive producers Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg.
Oh, no.
When no one will listen.
Don't go any further. Are you guys mentally challenged?
What is this the first of my is this the first of Halloween? I don't think it is. I would never have started with this.
Can we open every Halloween episode with a crash of lightning and some spooky thunder?
Yeah, you can become the editor if you want.
No.
If you are, I'm certified to teach you baseball.
When no one believes.
The house grabs things and pulls them in and eats them.
We'll see you later.
It's up to them to save the neighborhood.
We have to fight back.
Whoa. I don't want to go inside a monster.
I say it's worth a shot.
Yes, I agree. Let's do it.
Get ready to cross over
What are you weirdos up to?
Oh, nothing.
to the other side of the street.
Just something in the house just tried to eat us.
No more Mountain Dew.
Don't make a sound.
If those are the teeth and that's the tongue, then that must be the uvula.
Oh, so it's a girl house.
What?
Don't make a move.
Freeze! Tree?
Yeah, there we go. That's your answer. I'll do it for you now. Whoosh, there, crash of lightning.
That sounded more like a whip, but
Name something. What is it? Name on Family. It's Family Feud. Name something leather. No, it was like name something leather, and then he buzzes in and he goes, a purse. You're not gonna like this. Name something leather a cowboy would use.
And whatever you do, don't go on the lawn.
Don't look back!
I look bad.
Monster House.
Stupid house.
Directed by Gil Kennan.
I also. What's your favorite bad game show answer?
oh, I
And
don't.
don't say clam digger. Obviously, that's everybody's favorite. It's sort of the most hilarious moments of all time. So funny that South Park did a whole episode on it.
Yeah, that was great.
It's obviously clam digger.
Well, there was that when you came in and stayed a few months ago. We watched all morning. We sat and watched Supermarket Sweep.
We flicked between Tales of the Unexpected, which were quite good.
Look, I enjoyed it.
It can't be a Tales of the Unexpected. Challenge, Supermarket Sweeps, and then eventually it was a couple of player cards, right? And nothing to declare, which is just the exact same episode every single time, which is a very old Asian lady who has brought in an obnoxious amount of food, and then it cuts to a guy trying to smuggle drugs, and then it cuts back and again. No, these are definitely not allowed on the list. You're going to have to get rid of all this food, and then the drug guy gets locked up. Yeah. That is every episode. It just keeps cutting between those two.
The episode that we watched, they were like, "What is this is this gravy? What's this everywhere?
Oh, it's
You
definitely
should have
feces. Oh my god, it's feces. It's feces. Ellen.
She just shats all over her clothes.
She had stepped in shit on her shoes. Instead of cleaning those shoes, she put those shitty shoes in a paper bag, and then put that shitty shoes in a plastic bag, and then put that bag into
All the
a
food.
suitcase, otherwise completely filled with food and produce. Wow, what a woman. Well, for horror, for the month of the spooky month, we did Halloween before. We did the 4 of the best horror movies ever made, all released in 1973. We did The Wicker Man, Don't Look Now, Theatre of Blood, and The Exorcist, as well as looking at the Wicker Man remake, all of which you hadn't seen and all of which you enjoyed.
Yes, I had seen the Wicker Man remake.
Yes, that is true. So this time I thought I'd mix it up and I'd let every guest pick a horror movie. And your pick was everybody's favorite horror film, Monster House.
It is everyone's favorite horror film. I love you know it's definitely our household family favorite horror film. Whenever it's Halloween, we're like, oh, what should we watch? We'll watch Monster House. It's great.
Is this because you don't actually like horror films? Well,
Oh no, we genuinely think it's a really good movie.
okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll watch Halloween, or I'll watch something
Great
else.
film. Great film.
Yeah, new one coming out soon. Very excited.
I've got this will come out. This will come out next year when the third part is coming out. But currently, I am 2 days away from watching Halloween Kills. Tremendously excited. Are you? Yeah. So okay. So what are your? So other than Monster House, which we're going to talk, if I can try for 30 minutes, about what are the other horror movies that you enjoy well? Because you really like The Wicker Man. We both are huge fans of the original Wicker Man.
Yeah. What if I type in horror movies onto
No,
the web?
Will, I'm not letting you type in horror movies.
I was a fan of The Saws as a pubescent boy.
Wow, what a phrase. I was a fan of The Saws as a pubescent boy. Well, you could have 5 children and be a great father and have a lovely relationship with your wife, and I would rather put that on your gravestone than father to 5, remembered by wife. I was a fan of The Saws as a pubescent boy. Well, I think the first year of our podcasting was coloured by me making choices, and I always made choices for movies that you ended up that I knew you'd enjoy.
Yeah.
So when you make choices,
Yeah. Have you
reciprocated,
seen
is it?
Monster House before?
Okay, so this is where I realised I'd love Woody Allen, because I never have felt more seen in a film than in Annie Hall when he refuses to go into the movie because they've missed the start, and this was the case with Monster House, and we were late, and I said no, I'm not going in, and my mum said stop it. And so we went in.
This was last week.
This was last week. I hadn't seen Monster House since that point. Should have gone for the DVD. Shouldn't have gone for the Blu-ray. Actually, Blu-ray fine. They were only cheap.
Blu-ray.
But I only found out today that we missed the first 20 minutes.
Whoa!
I'd completely. So I came in.
It's pivotal.
Yeah, I came in during spooky red nightmare vision before Maggie Gyllenhaal and Jason Lee come in.
Let's just take time now to say what a cast.
I will only refer to these people as their actor names.
Yeah.
Maggie Gyllenhaal's sultry voice as a 35-year-old woman playing a teen. and Jason Lee as the most terrifying grown man I've ever seen. But we'll get, and this is a movie where Steve Buscemi plays a man who's supposed to be frightening, but he's not as frightening as Jason Lee. And so I thought as a kid, oh, we're 3 minutes late. We're opening with a spooky nightmare, and then it's real life. And then no, as I found out this morning, 20 minutes. And then obviously when I watched Annie Hall, I was like, I've been justified by Woody Allen. That can go on my gravestone.
We'll have ones next to each other.
Oh, got the same by
who
a
dies
plot.
first.
Yeah, who does? Who will die first? I eat a lot more red meats. And I'm often suicidal, so it's probably. I drink a lot, but you drink a lot as well.
I think we drink the same.
Mm.
But you drink regularly, and I'll drink a lot in short bursts.
Yes, you're more of a binge drinker, whereas I can't remember the last time I was like pass out drunk, or like, yeah, I don't remember that. Whereas I will drink often.
I had a lovely Rioja last night.
I've never been a big Rioja fan. And it's Rioja, not Rioja. Rioja. We got that Rioja. We had a French couple come into the pub last night. Barcelona. I love a Beaujolais. I like Georges de Boeuf. We had a French couple come into the pub yesterday. So, do you serve food? And I said, we got pizzas. Got a couple of pizzas, hot pies. And they went, no. We're going to, where else is open? We go, Chez Pascal's is open, Curry Mahal. And she was like, free advertising, everybody, for the Sidcup Ferry. And couldn't go to Curry Mahal, best restaurant in Sidcup. And she went, oh, we'll try this Chez Pascal. So they go. Chez Pascal's is bring your own booze because they don't have a license. And so the food prices are higher. Anyway, and so then they come back 20 minutes later. Instead of just going to the Tesco and buying a £5 bottle of wine,
yes,
they come to us to buy a pub bottle of wine, which is obviously the price has been hiked.
Yeah.
And he says, can we see the wine list? And I go, yeah, here you go. And I said, the Beaujolais, the Malbec's very nice. Oh, yes, I know, I'm French. He literally said, no, I know, I am French. And then he said, oh, Argentina, very nice. We'll have the Malbec. So I go, oh, okay. So they spent, clearly in France, they don't have money sense either, because they spent £20.50 on a bottle of wine that they could have got for £7.
You can get a very, very good bottle of wine for about...
There's a co-op that has a good selection.
Yeah.
Jokes on them.
I like Australian wine. The Australians make a very nice
I
wine.
like a Marlborough Sauvignon. Welcome to Wine Club. This is like when Alan gets pissed on Mid-Morning Matters and he goes, oh, that's lovely. Yeah, let's have another. Let's crack another open. Chew it. That's what it tastes like. Chew it. Yeah, I like a bottle of wine. There was lots of drinking in the early podcast days because we would often, not on the Monday or the Tuesday because we'd film in the middle of the day, but the Saturday podcast was often like Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, and we're in lockdown, so it was. We're
in lockdown, and so I would often have there was a couple of podcasts where I got like lined up a couple of bottles of beer, because they were good. Yeah, those were the days. My friend, I thought they'd never end. Monster House. What was your first experience with Monster House? Will, did you watch this in the Motion Picture Cinema House?
I think I did go and see it. I think I went to see it at Escape. Yes, which is a wonderful place. That was when I went on my camping holiday. We stopped off at Escape on the way back. To do the, they have the like Jurassic Park Crazy Golf.
Of course, I know that they have the Jurassic Park Crazy Golf.
And Harry was like, "I was probably the best place I've ever been," and he keeps saying, because like it's just like round the corner for me and you. It's just Monte Carlo. It's Cas Vegas.
Cas Vegas.
And everyone was like, "Oh, let's one day when you've got a free afternoon, let's go and Escape."
What would you? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, presumably we might have, I don't know, listeners in Taiwan who go, escape? What is this? It is basically the best place in the world. There's a cinema, there's restaurants, there's there are 2 mini golfs.
There are
3, if you include Junction 32.
Oh, they've shut it down, Mr. Mulligan's now. Yeah, 'cause that was the pirate one was really good.
Have they got rid
They
of
have
the
the
diner?
American diner. No, the American diner's still there.
Good.
Did we ever do that? Golf and the diner.
No, the escape was famously the in-between for me and my ex. So lots of our dating would take place at escape. Thanks for bringing it up, Will. And we had and she loved mini golf. And I kept saying, why am I spending, sorry, let's remove the we. Why am I spending so much money on the world's worst mini golf courses? And she was like, I like mini golf. And then I'd say, and she loved the 50s, and so we'd often go to the American diner, which obviously I loved, and I'd get a bottle of Coke or a vanilla milkshake, because I do love ice cream. I love milkshakes. I love vanilla milkshakes. I love rum and raisin milkshakes. I love banana.
That you're at an interview. What? Explain yourself. Describe yourself, Tom. I really like milkshakes.
I love milkshakes. I'd be the guy who unironically would end up saying the phrase, my milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard, without knowing what the song is. I've got a milkshake machine. Everybody loves it. My milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard.
I drink your milkshake.
Well, I'm not going to let you quote that, because I presume that you haven't seen There Will Be Blood.
I drink it up. I've abandoned my boy. I've abandoned my child.
Why are you quoting? This is right. Let's break this down. A, you haven't seen There Will Be Blood. Am I wrong? B, that is like it proves my theory that Daniel Plainview is an impression that you can't do half-assed. Like, I've abandoned my boy. You can't do that. It's got to be, I've abandoned my boy. I've abandoned my child. And I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. And also my other favorite, I'm an oil man. This is my son, H.W. Plainview. Now I'm going to make a guess. You haven't seen There Will Be Blood. I guess you know those 3 quotes, because those are the 3 quotes that are in the SNL sketch where Bill Hader plays Daniel Plainview. Am I correct?
No.
Have you watched like the best acting ever on YouTube montages?
No.
How do you know these things? Because you definitely haven't seen There Will Be Blood. Well,
Famous moments in famous films, aren't they?
famous film. Would you? Okay, so in the new year, we will. I will be doing all of the Paul Thomas Anderson movies. Which is the one that you want to do?
What has Paul Thomas Anderson done?
Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, There Will Be Blood, The Master.
Did he
Phantom
do
Thread.
Crazy Stupid Love?
He didn't do Crazy Stupid Love. No, he did Punch Drunk Love. Very different movies.
I'll do There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. Okay, Will's on for There Will Be Blood.
Good in, guys.
That's Will's choice for Paul Thomas Anderson month. I think it's more than a month. Your choice for Halloween was Monster House.
It was.
Why don't you tell us why you like Monster House, Will?
So this is the first time I've watched Monster House now since I would say I attended secondary school.
Yeah, and did you know? Well, no, I'll let you finish. What was your reaction to Monster House?
I really liked it. I picked up on a lot of the stuff that I didn't before. I genuinely really appreciate the animation style. I think it's a very beautiful looking.
You do appreciate the craft, yes. You didn't think that it was a little bit janky all over, and that the humans all looked like evil people?
It's very Polar Express.
Well, there we go, because it's the Polar Express technology, Will.
Is it really?
Produced by Robert Zemeckis at Image Movers. as well as human characters being animated using live-action motion capture animation, which was previously used in the Polar Express. It was Sony's first computer-animated film produced by Sony Pictures Image Works. Let's see what other movies these have done. The Angry Birds movie, Surf's Up, Open Season.
What a film.
The Hotel Transylvania franchise.
Film.
Smallfoot, Arthur Christmas. Oh no. Its first independent animated effort was the 5-minute short, The Chub Chubs, which I believe, no, that was the Fatties, the opening trailer to Tropic Thunder. Excuse me, and more beans. Great moment.
Better film than this? Who knows?
I know. I know. Script doesn't. I don't read the script. Script reads me. So this made 70. No, its budget was 75 million. It made 141 million.
Oh. Could be your money.
Technically, but none of this ever factors in marketing, which is usually double. So maybe made its money, maybe didn't.
I whenever we do your favorite films, I'm saying this as if this is one of my favorite films. It's a good film. Whenever we do your choices, I never straight away, you know what, this did really badly in marketing, and I realize I'm digging myself a hole now because the films you pick are very critically acclaimed.
No, keep going. Well, I'm intrigued. Okay, I'm gonna let you pick. I don't know how this would work. And also, this is a kids animated movie, so of course it's going to make loads of money. But also, I enjoyed Monster House perfectly fine. It was rather dull in the middle. It was very, very long and quite dull.
Well, speaking of which parts were the best, let's follow our usual podcast format.
Yes.
Best opening, best
10-minute stretch. Thank you, Will. Best 10-minute stretch.
Best 10 minute
I have
stretch.
The House, I guess.
The House.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Inside the House. The Inside the House was pretty good.
Yeah. I hate these podcasts. Not in general. I hate it.
I think it's when we realise that it's my driving force that keeps momentum going.
It's very true.
Tell me, Will, why you loved Monster House so much, and tell me about your best 10-minute stretches.
Thank you very much, Tom. I've got Jason Lee written down. Just all of Jason Lee. That 10-minute stretch when he's going crazy, and then when he finds his kites, I think it's very sad. And then he gets eaten. I like the Scarecrow sort of plan on the truck, and then into the police. Okay.
Kevin James. I don't like. I realise I hate Kevin James a lot.
Yeah. Have you seen Zookeeper? It's terrible.
No.
Paul Blart Mall Cop, terrible.
Oh God. I remember watching Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 at the cinema. Paul Blart Mall Cop at the cinema, and my dad and sister thinking it was the funniest film since fucking Groundhog Day. And I was sat there going, "What have I?" Maybe that's my villain origin story as a film critic knobhead. And then I remember, and then Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 came out, and my dad was, "Oh, let's go watch that." I'm not. I will watch The Beguiled or something equally annoying.
I've also gone Inside the House. I thought it was very good, and the end showdown in the mine.
I thought it was very well made and very interesting, but overall just a little dull, and I didn't really feel any stakes or anything really.
There's not much of a plot. They could have done more with the concept, I think.
And also as a child, I remember the whole Constance thing being Not necessarily
Terrible.
more of a reveal, but more of a nice thing and more of a sweet, long romance.
Yeah.
So quick, I was amazed. It just flew by so quickly. And then at the end, she flies away.
Yes, she does. She flies away.
And that's quite nice. I guess my favourite parts of this were Steve Buscemi and the touching romance of him brutally.
When he's
That's nice.
Stroking the wood and it goes all. Ooh. And that was not intentional.
I am not convinced that you didn't pick this movie just so that you could say the phrase stroking the wood and making everything go woo. There is all right. We've talked about this a lot when it comes to horror movies and the sort of kids movies and how there isn't really any bridge films anymore. Like Gremlins is a perfect bridge film. Ghostbusters is a perfect bridge film. Ghostbusters and Gremlins have long scenes that are actually scary.
Yeah.
At least, Ghostbusters especially. I remember as a kid, I think it was the Psycho story and finally watching Psycho and getting really, really scared. And then my dad said, you can't watch any horror films anymore. And me saying, can I still watch Ghostbusters, please? Because Ghostbusters is a pretty scary movie.
Yeah.
And I guess I never really missed this whole bridge thing because I was watching actual scary movies at a very early age. And so I became quite desensitized. But so in that sense, I do enjoy Monster House for what it is in that regard. And that it is a bridge film. It's quite scary, but it is a child-friendly. That reminds me. Katrina Unit 1-star review corner. Lots of these people don't agree. Was this movie intentionally trying to be a complete joke, or was it legitimately attempting to be scary and just come off as mildly humorous, but mostly just really stupid? The first 5 minutes convinced me to leave. Should have been PG-13, which is 12A for us. This movie is billed as a fun, funny, and family movie. I took my 5, 6, and 7-year-olds to see it. 2 boys, 1 girl. In the first 5 minutes, we saw a curmudgeon yell and scare a little girl and tear her tricycle apart. Then we see the neighbour's boy lifted by his lapels into the air and screamed at, just before said curmudgeon has a heart attack and dies. Then we see the boy's babysitter show up, who is a crude, rude, drinking, acid rock goth type babe. Then we see the shadow of the monster house flowing through the boy's window. Fortunately, my little girl was jumping and crying. Although the boys protested, we all left. Fortunately, the theatre manager said he had received a lot of complaints and allowed us to see Garfield 2, Garfield Tale of Two Kitties instead.
Well, I'd watch that instead. I love the Garfield 2 movie.
After 90 minutes of Garfield, my little girl was much happier, but I'm still sorry for having to put her through all that. Those 2 poor boys. Bad, horrible, terrible, don't bother. I honestly can't believe what passes for entertainment now. Death and making fun of death. Violence, sexual innuendo, adults threatening children, crudeness, alcohol abuse by minors. Are they saying that Maggie Gyllenhaal drinks?
I don't remember that.
Drug theft, dysfunctional parents, babysitter from hell, stereotypical jokes about African Americans. What are the jokes about African Americans?
This is like, you know when you get this film has violence and all of these cramming.
What are the jokes? I don't really think it was any sort of bad or good portrayal of that cop. Police and fat people.
Police and fat people.
This is its own comma. Police and fat people. And kids sneaking out of the house in the middle of the night. Yep, sure sounds like a kid's movie to me.
It's not real.
Parents, is this really what you want your kids watching? Is this what you want to teach them about life?
This is a genuine.
This is real. As for an adult audience, you won't find it scary or amusing, just boring, contrived, and predictable. I can't disagree. And so the characters are just wrong. Clueless parents, ignorant police, nasty and manipulative babysitters, and beer-drinking, womanizing boyfriends. What great material for kids. Does this really sound like a children's movie to anyone? Even the computer animation and good voice work aren't enough to redeem this terrible flick. Save your money and save your children's minds. Go rent Ice Age, Monsters, Inc., The Incredibles, Shrek, A Bug's Life. Spielberg and Zemeckis, shame on both of you for making such a disaster and then billing it as a children's family movie. Wow. And then our final one. Very, very inappropriate. I took my little bro to see, and we left right at the beginning. What type of babysitter is a liar and brings friends over? Then the friend is like French kissing the little bunny of DJs. Not appropriate at all. Bad for kids, don't see. Not for little kids. The commercials don't make it seem this way, but it is not funny. I don't like it one bit. A don't see movie. Instead, watch Pirates of the Caribbean. It's appropriate. It's appropriate. The worst is just kissing and violence. Now that movie is a must-see.
I do love the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I like them too. But there is lots of violence and sexual innuendo in those as well.
But the worst bit for me is definitely the kissing.
Kissing.
Did you watch the new one with Javier Bardem?
Salazar's Revenge.
Yeah.
Dead Men Tell No Tales. No, we never did. And it was a point of contention with my girlfriend for a long time. We never got to watch Salazar's Revenge. She would keep saying. I think we chose like Wonder Woman over Salazar's Revenge.
Is it good? I've not seen it.
No.
Oh, okay.
But that was a kissing date. That was an early date where you don't watch the movies. And then eventually, by the time we did watch the movies, Victoria and Abdul, terrible. What a bad movie.
Oh yeah. You remember the first film I ever watched on a cinema date?
Tell me.
The Minion movie. And I chose it.
Oh, God. I'm going to be funny and relatable. Okay. Monster House. So we talked about 10-minute stretches. Tom's Riddle is specific favourite part of the film. I don't really have many. I didn't mind the opening bike shot. I thought that was quite good. Yes. The little girl was annoying. Leaves. Hello, Leaves. Very, very annoying. I'll be honest. The first 5-10 minutes, I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. And then it really lost me. Like the stuff with Fred Willard and Catherine O'Hara, you're not a Christopher Guest fan, or should I say, you would be if you watched better movies. The Waiting for Guffman would be one of your favorite movies of all time, but you've never watched it because I don't. You're not like on all the episodes anymore, so I can't force you to watch movies you'll enjoy. But that was very enjoyable having them play husband and wife again. Great. Midnight at the Oasis. It's for all the Waiting for Guffman fans on that. Great film. So that was fun having them back. I especially enjoyed Tell You Something You Love Him. I tell him I love him enough. I tell him I love him enough. That was very funny. And I thought, this is going to be great. It never really was, unfortunately. The Blade of Grass, touching his finger, I enjoyed. Poor Kathleen Turner. Kathleen Turner, one of my favourite actresses of all time. Serial Mom, War of the Roses, Romancing the Stone. These are some genuinely of my favourite films ever. Really done dirty in this movie. She barely says anything. They're in my house. And that's it. I could have done with more. This film definitely didn't need to be longer, but I could have done with more Kathleen Turner and more Constance and the Nebuchadnezzar's, the spaceship in the Matrix. What's Nebucracker.
Never crack. Maybe they should make a prequel.
No. Steve Buscemi, that's what we'll call it. Then I've got the reveal of Maggie Gyllenhaal. I've got some fun games. They've already left. I enjoyed that a lot. Not great at all was I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. I mean, let's just right. Do you want to talk about? No, we'll save the changes.
I've got a few changes.
Yeah. And then I enjoyed just a nice moment. One tricycle coming up and sorting that out. That's nice. Any specific favorite parts, Will?
I liked when he got hit in the face by the basketball. That was
yeah, that was funny. It was like Cats. It was like people don't move like that.
It's reminded me of Philip Seymour Hoffman go, "Let it rain.
Let it rain. Rain Man, let it rain." Oh, Will, stop talking about better movies. Speaking of better movies than Along Came Polly, tonight I will be showing David Whiting, previous guest and future guest of the show, There's Something About Mary for the first time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Along Came Polly.
No, a far better movie than Along Came.
No, you're wrong. I've also got when he has, it's a heart attack he has, isn't it, or a stroke? One of them.
He has presumably a minor heart attack.
Yes, a tremor. I like the sound of like the branches cracking, like the sound. I thought that was very good. I liked when he was the policeman and he pulls up the gun. He's like, it's loaded. That was very funny. When they're drawing the schematics for the plan, I thought that was very, very good, appealing.
Yeah.
And the skeleton concrete was very scary, I thought.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's just a big fat lady covered in concrete. It is terrifying. Yeah. I don't think I know we're talking about like the nice little bridge movies for horror kids, but that is like that's like a death from Seven. Like,
what do you think killed her? The impact or the suffocation from the concrete, or both?
I think it was like Casino, where like so I think there is a full saw trap in there. Like, you're gonna be covered in concrete because you're too fat. All your life you've been too fat. Now you're gonna get covered in concrete.
Buffalo Bill.
Oh, you're a great big fat person. Yes, she was a big girl. Yes. What's the best part? What's the best reference to Teresa Brimmel in Silence of the Lambs? Is it, is she a great big fat person? She was a big girl, yes. Or is it Lexa going, she's a big girl, wasn't she? Roomy. Yes, Doctor Lecter. What is your favorite part of Silence of the Lambs? Full stop, Will. A movie better than this?
Oh, I couldn't say off the top of my head, but it's a very, very good movie. I like the little finger touch in the cage. I think
I'm going to, you keep talking, Will, and I'm going to find my notes for Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. I rewatched the Hannibal one the other day. That's very good.
What a great film.
I need to do Red Dragon soon. I need to
go down there. I am the Red Dragon, and you will witness me.
He's a very, very fine actor, is Ralph Fiennes. I like him a lot.
He's great, yeah. No, I like Ralph Fiennes a lot. I also like Manhunter. I like all the Hannibal Lecter movies apart from Hannibal Rising. I have here. This is Silence of the Lambs was a movie where my specific favorite parts also became like my notes. Like here, I'm a big fan of. He said, "I can smell your cunt." I myself cannot. I love the guy jumping at the rails going, "Migs, you dumb fuck." I love two little Lecter moments I enjoy in the final confrontation. Yes, Catherine, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And fly, little starling, fly, fly. And people will say we're in love. I also have here all the way to the FBI. That's the sort of thing that Miggs would say. Not anymore. The finger stroke. Oh, weird. The goggles coming on. Your most stupid ever. What's the change ever? Was she a big girl? Roomy. And then here, yes. No, that is incidental. What is the first thing we do? And then my notes for Hannibal. I mean, right, can you name them?
No. For Hannibal?
Yeah.
The bit where he's walking around the courtyard on a rope. That's your favourite
Oh,
scene.
that is good. Oh, when he goes, when he Inspector Fabrizio, not Inspector, what's his called? Inspector Palazzo. Inspector Guy from Casino Royale. and he goes, okay. He goes, okay. I love that. I love nobody beats the rules. A part of time, your feet. Obviously, I love any Cordell. Oh God. He found it best whenever to eat the rude. What was your impression of Julianne Moore on this rewatch?
Fine.
Yeah, I think she's really good. She's just not
Jodie
Foster.
Yeah.
And as we know, I hate, even when it's for the better, like Maggie Gyllenhaal in The Dark Knight, I really dislike when they change. That really, really, and I guess Ray Liotta as well, because Paul Krendler, we do meet Paul Krendler in Silence of the Lambs.
You must hate The Crown. They're changing those actors all the time.
That's not the reason I hate The Crown. You embarrass me. I can't wait for Spencer to come out and be good, so I can be the guy who's like, The Crown's shit, Spencer's great, because we all know that that's who I'm going to be. We all know that that's what's going to happen. Because I did love Jackie. I did love Jackie.
I know.
A movie I didn't love, Monster House. Any other specific favourite parts, Will?
Oh, that's all I have.
Be honest, Will. Were you a little bit underwhelmed by Monster House as well?
No, because I knew what to expect going into it. I don't pick these movies because they're great. I pick them because it's a fun Halloween movie, and we're doing Halloween.
There are lots of fun Halloween movies, Will. I'd rather do Wicker Man again.
Yeah, we could have done Hotel Transylvania 2.
Hotel Transylvania 2, the only movie I nearly walked out of.
Really?
And instead of walking out, I did leave for 10 minutes, buy a milkshake, check my phone outside for 10 minutes, and then come back in.
Oh, we could have done Corpse Bride.
Oh, such a better movie. Such a better movie.
Should we do let's do Corpse Bride.
Just in the middle of this.
5-minute break.
Any Tim Burton movie I would have rather done than this.
I've not seen Frankenweenie or Paranorman.
Paranorman's not Tim Burton. Frankenweenie's fine.
Huh.
It's not great. It's not Corpse Bride. What's next? Oscar travesty. We've talked about this a lot. Monster House, Surf's Up, and Cars. No, not Surf's Up. Happy Feet. Happy Feet, Cars, Monster House. We've ended up, for some reason, talking about this particular year tons. What do you... Happy Feet wins. You don't like Happy Feet?
I don't like Happy Feet at all.
At all? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's that, isn't it? Favorite building or set, Will?
The house was my favorite building.
Yeah. The house, and also that's another thing. I thought they could have gone further.
Oh yeah.
Like the house could have been. Say again.
Very bare inside as well.
It could have been like once we're in the house, it could have been so many different things. It could have been. I've put here as a genuine note. I think the mother of all messes from The Cat in the Hat is better, and more creative, and better.
I mean, it's a better film, isn't it?
Well, we all know it's a better film. This is like a ride at Universal Studios. Cha-ching. I'm ready for us to do Kind of Hat and for me to and for us to come down the side of maybe this is actually pretty good in some ways and other ways is terrible. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I love Kind of Hat. The first 10 minutes before the cat arrives is like insufferable to watch, though. To-do list. What are the kids called? Oh, my God.
Oh,
Oh.
they're like old-fashioned names, aren't they? They're quirky.
Oh. I'm going to... Oh. Kind of Hat. It's not Phyllis. Phyllis. Cut off his bow. The Kind of Hat. Dakota Fanning as Sally. Spencer Breslin as Conrad. Conrad, of course. Kelly Preston, rest in peace, as Mom. Sean Hayes as Mr. Humberflube / Voice of the Fish. Has Bo Welsh directed another movie? No, he's just directed a load of episodes of a series of unfortunate events.
Oh, I'm yet to see that.
Yeah. Bo Welch, obviously famed production designer for lots of Tim Burton movies, including Beetlejuice, where he met his delightful wife, Catherine O'Hara, who's in this movie, Monster House. We've talked about the Oscars. Boom! Soundtrack corner. This is a typical... Is this Danny Elfman? Oh, it's not. Movie. All right. Anything you want to say about the soundtrack, Will?
I liked A Little More Love by Olivia Newton-John.
A Little More Olivia Newton-John is... Well, this is another thing. This movie is apparently set in 1983.
Eh?
Exactly. This is typical, like, Polar Express shit, where it's like, you do the trivia after, and it's like, this movie's set in 1962. It's like, what? What?
Is that in, like, the...
It's set in the 50s or the 60s.
The 50s? Oh, wow. That's cool.
It's not cool, because it's not in the movie. It's like saying that this movie is set in 1983.
It's a very specific year.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I didn't hate this movie, but I like what... Anyway. Twilight, no. Structure. Best single minute, Will. I have here The Parents, Meeting Maggie Gyllenhaal, and the romance flashbacks. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I've got those. I've gone for the opening little bike segments. It's a nice little introduction. I like the use of a leaf as a narrative device. Oh yeah, the flashback was good. I liked the sort of tense walk up to the doorbell. That was fun.
Yeah, but it's just the same thing over and over again. And then the house isn't that interesting.
Could you do that for the rest of your life? Every time someone comes near your house, run out going, get off my lawn. Do you think by this point he would have come up with a better way of getting people to stay away?
I mean, he's got the signs, he's got the beware, and he's got the keep out. I guess, because obviously we're in 1983.
Yeah, technology is...
And he's built up quite a reputation, presumably. Poor Steve Buscemi. Best line, Will. Best line.
I've got a few. It's time for an in-your-face disgrace. And then he gets himself with the basketball. If those are teeth and that's a tongue, then that must be the uvula. Oh, so it's a girl house. I like that.
That was all right. My dad is at the pharmacy and my mum is at the movies with her personal trainer. I enjoyed that one. There were a couple of moments that was like, oh, that's a nice, funny, dark line. My cousin's a cop in Milwaukee. I mean, he's kind of a cop. He's got a gun. It was very funny. And are you guys mentally challenged? Because if you are, then I'm certified to teach you baseball. It was also very funny.
I like that.
A couple of like little, because obviously this is written in part by Dan Harmon, Community creator and Rick and Morty creator. And I feel like there are just multiple times where it was funny, where it was just like funny and darkly funny and typical adult jokes in a comedy movie. It's like all the swearing in Goonies. I mean, I'm not a Goonies fan, but like so much swearing in Goonies.
unnecessary. All this awful language in these children's movies.
I think we're talking about bridge stuff. I think there is one example of what we're talking about, which is, of course, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Which
I've
I
not
think,
seen it.
yeah, I watched the first season, which was fine. And I was like, oh, that was really good. I'm glad that's going to be one season and done. Katrina Unit, big lover of it, says the third series is the best, but I have no interest to get to that point. And that's that, really, isn't it? What's the change? Let's just be honest. How many people are in this neighborhood and never see this house? There's the bit where he's like, it's almost time for trick-or-treaters. And there's like, it zooms down the street to two kids. It's like, meh. It's like, they're going to get there in 30 seconds.
And also, like, when it gets hands and it's just walking down the street.
Nobody sees it. Nobody sees this giant house.
I've got one for I didn't enjoy line delivery.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you know when they're looking at the dog that gets frog-tongued into the house. Chowder says, "Didn't see that coming," and surely it's like, "Didn't see that coming."
Yeah.
But that's just as an actor, you pick these.
Hey, as a performer. Let's talk about these stupid names. DJ Jenny's not a stupid name.
DJ, no. Were you there thinking, did he say TJ? No, he didn't say DJ.
No, because I have subtitles on, don't I?
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Even though it's on like 80, I still have subtitles. DJ and Chowder, I've got a very fun fact about the names, but that comes later. Any other changes? Well, I've just got a general thing that the animation, like, everybody looks horrible.
Yeah. I think the people struggle. I think other stuff gets is
we all know the best Robert Zemeckis CGI movie, Beowulf. What's left from Will's notes?
Nothing.
Me either. Few fun facts. Here we go. Time for a few fun facts. Why don't you load? Why don't you load? John Heder, who played Skull, tripped over wiring and broke his ankle the first day on set. That's just that. Okay, for the German version of this film, Bones, Skull, and Chowder were renamed Punk, Freak, and Ketchup. Hey, Punk, Freak, Ketchup, come on here. What a load of shit. What a load of shit. Okay, well, this is the first theatrically released animated film for Kevin James. Can you name the other two? Well, no, technically it's the other four.
What other animated movies has he done? Are you asking me?
And I want the name of the character.
Oh, I don't know the name. I'm sure he does a voice in the Hotel Transylvania movies.
He does. So that's three of them. Do you know who he is?
Is he Steve Buscemi's the werewolf?
He is.
I have a feeling he's the mummy.
He's Frankenstein. Oh. And your other one is from 2006, also same year as Monster House.
Open season. No.
Close. Barnyard. He played Otis the cow. Otis the cow.
Oh,
Barnyard.
That was on all the time when we went round to our grandma's when we were kids. You get Barnyard on, William? Yeah, I love Barnyard.
Barnyard. Jesus. And which brings us to so to keep the PG rating, everybody had to come back during the credits.
Yes, which actually is one of the best parts of the film when they're all climbing out and the credit.
It's all right. The poster at the circus for Constance's performance calls her the woman as big as a house.
Oh, that's because she is the house.
She is a house because she's big. Okay. Roomy. Tagline rundown. Prepare to tear your feet. Tagline rundown. There goes the neighborhood.
No, doesn't make sense.
This summer, cross over to the other side of the street. These are great. A living, breathing nightmare of a house. Welcome to the fun house. That's the opposite. It's not a fun house at all.
No.
Hide your children. This house will eat them. That's great. This house is alive. It's up to them to save the neighborhood. And this is my personal favorite. 3 kids, 1 house. It's alive. Now, Will, when it comes, no, I'm going to go for hide your children. This house will eat them. Yeah. Wow, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Wow, Jesus Christ. Well, that's the end of Monster House. I think the term is thank God. No, that's strong. Or is it not strong enough? I will never see this again for a very, very long time. Maybe one time my child will be looking around my Blu-ray collection going, Daddy, why did you spend all this money on these shit? And maybe that child will find a copy of Monster House and go, what's this? And I'll say,
maybe put it back. Put it back.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Put it back. Please don't touch that. It's cursed. And that will be that. But before that point, I will never watch this movie again. Will you watch Monster House? We're filming these a little bit before the spooky season. Will you watch this again this month?
Maybe if my family has it on and I'm in the same room as them, it'll happen, won't it? Nah. I didn't realize how close Halloween was, because I was like, when you put the reminder in, oh yeah, Monster House, I was like, why are we doing Halloween now again? But no, it's in 2 weeks. Halloween is in 2 weeks.
But this episode will come out next year.
Oh.
This episode will come out next Halloween, will it?
Our Exorcist Wickerman did not come out yet. Oh, of course they have.
Our Exorcist Wickerman came out last year.
What are we doing this year for Halloween?
Nothing. This year for Halloween, we're doing Mad Men.
Oh, no.
Mad Men and then Christmas.
Oh, very nice.
Mad Men, I think The Incredibles.
Oh, spooky.
Spooky. You know what is scary about The Incredibles? Your lust for Holly Hunter as Mrs. Incredible.
This has never been discussed.
I don't know whether. I'm just thinking of a funny gag. There's lots more. I think the term is better movies coming up in this month. But who knows? Ooh, you might show up again. I won't say definite on any because we don't know. But also, no, I'm not going to, because we don't know about scheduling. Nobody's going to watch these for years anyway, until one of us becomes famous and somebody tweets, "You're telling me that Thomas Carruthers is a podcast and there's hundreds of hours?"
Is there anything on these that will cancel our careers, though?
No. I have too much to focus on my ego, and too much to focus on my ego to ever say anything on record. I'm sure somebody will find something. Like, you know what? The cancelable thing will be me going, we're not going to talk about Woody Allen's private life for these 6 episodes. We're just going to enjoy the movies. It's probably a cancelable one. It'll be funny, you know. It'll be and then there'll be the Curb Your Enthusiasm dun, 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 for when I read the trivia on Hannah and her sisters, and I go, in the background of the party, you can see okay. You can see Sun Yi as a very small child. And I realize in real time, yeah, okay. Hannah and her sisters is so great though.
That's Michael Caine.
Well done.
And he won an Oscar for that as well.
He did.
Yeah, I listened to the podcast.
Just as Billy Crystal sang to us when he was nominated again and won again for the Cider House Rules, when he went and he was singing Maine, but Kane. And he went, you won for Woody Allen, but why'd you have to go and make Jaws 4? Big fan of Michael Caine. Cider House Rules, less so. Not great. It's fine. Young Paul Rudd and Charlize Theron.
Oh.
He basically runs like an orphanage and he does abortions. That's basically what the plot of Cider House Rule is. It's fine.
Nothing like Slaughterhouse Rules then.
Oh God, that was a film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No. Bye everybody.
Dabba 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 da da ba 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 ba